Coming up next, it is Good Friday and it's Easter weekend, so I'm gonna give my top 3 favorite Easter fragrances and tell you which one I'm going to be wearing this Easter Sunday for services, for those who celebrate, and also for family gatherings. Great fragrances. Find out what they are coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to Joel the Nose, here in my home studio slash office slash perfume making center and collection. So today's Good Friday, so happy Good Friday to everyone who celebrates, obviously, this important, I guess, event in Christianity. And for those who are celebrating Passover right now, obviously this is a very, kind of holy and special time of the year. And I've never done a video where I talk about what I think are good fragrances to wear for the kind of Easter weekend, Easter services, which usually, a lot of people, maybe they go to church or maybe they go to a family gathering usually afterwards. This is a very family-centric holiday. And so there will be gatherings, you'll be around other people, and you want to smell good, right? Maybe even if you're going to church, you want to smell good, okay? So these are my 3 favorites, and actually I've got an honorable mention. So let's start with that. My honorable mention is going to be one of my all-time favorites. For those who watch my channel know this at one time was my signature scent before I had such a large collection that it was impossible to have just one signature scent. But that is Zizon from Ormond Jane. Unfortunately, Zizon has been discontinued as far as distributed to the United States, so you have to buy it overseas if you want to get this now. This was my backup bottle, and I'm slowly going through it. But this is a wonderfully green fragrance. You're gonna see some similarities in the fragrances I choose today, but there is a method behind the madness why I chose these for Easter. This is very green and vetiver, one of my favorite, if not my favorite vetiver fragrance of all time. It's kind of sharp. It's got a little bit of a bitingness to it, a bite, I guess, to it. It's a little bit, again, sharp. It almost smells a little bit like a power 80s fragrance. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I love it so much. I love that style. But that green vetiver, to me, again, for Easter, we're in the spring. This is a time of renewal. If you believe in Easter, it's a time for almost like, resurrection or rebirth or renewing of life. So this is that fragrance, just brings that feeling out when you think about that green vetiver base, and it's just also that sharpness at the top almost gives like a sting. Like today on Good Friday, for example, it gives that kind of like biting, like you had bad things happen before good things happen. So this is my honorable mention, Zizon. Next, again, one of my favorites that I've talked a lot about, but particularly this one is probably, of the 3, a little bit of the outlier maybe, and that is Musk Mallow from Therapia by Aroma. Musk Mallow. There you have it. I've gone through so many of these bottles. $15 for 30 ml from Therapia. Irene, I've talked about Irene a lot, who makes the perfumes by hand, hand-batched, all natural. There's no synthetics for those of you who want all naturals. This is completely all natural perfume. And Musk Mallow is one of my favorite. It comes from, also known as an ambret seed. It gets very fresh, just very lively, energetic, equally well for men or women. I smell this on women. I've given this as gifts, and it drives me nuts, but I also love the smell of it. In fact, I love it so much that I buy the Musk Mallow soap that Irene sells at Therapia by Aroma. If you like this scent, get the soap. It's unbelievable. It just is so good, so fresh, so invigorating, and that's what this perfume is. This is one of my go-to just everyday perfumes when I'm running out, maybe, and I just need to spray something on real quick, or I'm going somewhere. Musk Mallow always does the job. It's just that great kind of fresh, a little bit sweet, light, but wonderful fragrance. That's my number 3. And I'm going with that one because it lifts my spirits. And again, this is Easter Sunday. And because you're gonna be around a lot of people, this is gonna be the fragrance that probably is the most crowd pleasing or generally liked of the four that I'm talking about here. Let's go to my number 2 fragrance. This was a tough choice, but I'm gonna go with Casbah by Robert Piguet. Casbah, there you see it. Just got turned on to these fragrances maybe about 6-7 months ago. Always knew about Robert Piguet. Bandit is one of the all-time classics, and there's a lot of other fragrance. Fracas, just a lot of really legendary fragrances from this house from the, many years ago, 50, 60 years ago originally, but maybe even longer now. Casbah, to me, is just a masterpiece of an incense fragrance. And now you're going to see one of the other themes I'm talking about for Easter, incense, right? You think of incense, to me, that's a biblical thing. A lot of times in the times of the Bible and in many religions, incense is lit in churches or places of worship in commemoration of God or just as a celebration. So incense at this time of the year makes sense for me. Again, that's for me. These are my personal choices. But Casbah, man, I put this one on and I get so many compliments. Was wearing this the other day when this really beautiful woman who smelled it just was like, what are you wearing? This is amazing. So Casbah, again, Robert Piguet, if you love incense. So just generally speaking, not necessarily, doesn't have to be at Easter or other holidays like that. Wonderful, wonderful. And that leads me to my number 1 fragrance, which is the one I'm going to be wearing on Easter Sunday for the church service and for family gatherings afterwards. That is Mandala. Mandala from Musk Mallow. You can see the juice is green. So this one kind of hits on all the notes I'm talking about. It's green. It's so distinctive. This is one of the more distinctive fragrances I own. It's really hard to pin it down. It's got a little bit of sweetness to it. It's very green. So again, we're in the spring, we're in the Easter. It's time of rebirth, renewal, coming alive again, to use a metaphor, an Easter metaphor, coming alive again, being resurrected, being brought to life. All these kind of, metaphors. This fragrance kind of hits all of that. And also a wonderful incense fragrance, one of my favorites, along with Casbah incense fragrances of all time. So this one really hits it all. It's kind of got the green, spring, life-giving, combined with the incense, just a perfect home run of a fragrance for Easter Sunday and this time of year in the spring. This is what I will be wearing on Sunday. So there you have it. My favorite Easter fragrances and the reasons why, just so they're not some random choices in case you thought. And thank you guys as always for watching. I hope you have a great Easter holiday. God bless everyone. And I will be back soon with another video. Peace, love, and perfume.